key components of the Central Queensland University Student Health-led clinic model?
At our student-led model, we have an intake assessment which is actually run by the students. To encourage interdisciplinary action, we actually have students from two different disciplines who do the intake assessment, and from that intake assessment, the client can be referred to different disciplines. So a student will have knowledge and access to what each different discipline's role within a client's care and pathway model will be within our clinic. Then after they go to different disciplines, the student is still running the client care under direct supervision of that clinician.
What were the barriers and enablers when setting up the clinic?
I guess the other thing, going back to the interdisciplinary model, is that it can be a challenge for students to think outside of their scope of practice when they're looking at referring to other disciplines. So that's probably a barrier initially, but once the students have been with us for a while, then that's not so much an issue. The other thing would be convincing clients sometimes that they will get an equally as good service coming to a student-led clinic versus a clinic that is just run by health professionals. And I guess that's about promotion in the community. And again, once clients start to access the service, I think that they feel like they are getting a good service because the students are still under supervision from their clinical supervisors.
Now that it's been running for a while, what are the best parts of the clinic?
I think the team is probably the best part. So we have an amazing team here, and like I said before, a lot of different health professionals working together. That makes it a very unique opportunity for students. I think probably the other thing is that students get a little bit more opportunity to see clients more autonomously than they would in other settings, because everything at the clinic is designed around students. So they've got extra time to do paperwork and to think through what they're going to do with clients. There's no rush.
How are the outcomes being measured? What are the outcomes so far?
There is some research that has been started within the clinic looking at outcomes. So far we haven't got some definitive results from those research, but I suppose from direct client contact we can see that we've made an improvement on the clients that we've got in the clinic. We can see how they've improved from each clinician's point of view, and how their chronic condition has actually improved from their journey within the different disciplines. And outcomes from students, probably Jane will be able to best answer that from feedback from students.
What advice would you give to another service considering commencing their own student-led clinic?
I think preparation is the key, definitely in terms of developing the clinic itself, and then once you've developed it, taking students on placement, there's always going to be a lot of preparation and planning, not just on an individual clinician level, but across the whole team. So we know how many students we've got at any given time at the clinic, and that allows us to plan the intake assessments and those sort of things. Probably the other thing is just to have a good understanding of what you want to get out of the clinic. So here it's designed around a chronic disease model of care. But, there may be other clinics that try to set up, through a paediatric model or mental health or those sort of things. So what do you want the outcomes to be?